Hey everyone, it's me, the Soy Pill. Today we have a 600 subscriber channel special update. I was really happy with my latest video and you all seem to like it, so thank you to all my little soybeans, old and new. If I could kiss every single one of you on the head, I would. Now, that video in between writer's block and my full-time job took me around 5 months to make, so even though I'm happy with it, it got me thinking, how can I make more content to appease the algorithm? If I stay on my current track of around 200 subscribers per year, I'll be able to monetize my videos and earn a few pennies in 2025. Now, I don't want to stop making the videos that I've been producing, and I already have a few ideas that I'm workshopping, but in the meantime, I want to grow the channel, because that means more content for you in the short term, and in the long term, if it works out, more time that I can invest into videos, which means more content, which means more money, which means more time, which means more content, which means more money. Infinite content. This type of shorter content could come in different forms, like my thoughts on recent political events, movie reviews, or stream clips where we look at the news together live. Whatever form these videos come in, they're going to be a lot more off the cuff and less edited than what I'm used to making so that I could put them out more consistently. After this PSA, I've included a potential idea of what that could look like with my thoughts on the new Spiderverse movie. But before you listen, please let me know in the comments whether or not you'd want shorter, more consistent content in between longer videos. You're subscribed, so I assume you care about my opinions, but is there something you'd want to hear me talk about? Does this shorter content even appeal to you in the slightest? Do you even look at the screen to see all of my edits, or are you just listening while you drive in circles at the Walmart parking lot? I'm serious, the future of my channel depends on your opinion, so please leave a comment and let me know what you think. More consistent videos or not?
Tell us now!
As always, thanks for watching, and stick around if you want to hear me talk about Spider-Man 12, spoilers free, and if you like that, click the link in the description to hear my friends and I gush about it for like an hour unfiltered. Holy shit, you guys, this movie was so fucking amazing. If you've watched my channel long enough, you know that I'm a cynical, pessimistic fart, so it should be known that if I have almost nothing bad to say about a film, it must be really fucking good, and guys, this movie's really good. First of all, it's a work of art. I have no idea how the hell they animated this film, but every single scene is an absolute treat to the eyes. You could watch this movie with the sound off and still enjoy the masterpiece of animation. It feels like every character was animated by a completely different team of people, and they all have their own unique styles and color schemes, and sometimes different frame rates, and then they mash them into these crazy, creative, dynamic action sequences that'll probably have to watch 10 times each just to appreciate all the little details. Call me baby, cause I like the way you dangle those keys. Amazing animation aside, this movie had everything I look for in a film. The movie is really funny. I was laughing out loud consistently throughout the runtime. But it's also grounded and emotional, and it doesn't undercut those moments with jokes. Looking at you, MCU, I don't quite know how to put it in words, but these Spider-Verse movies, and also the Mitchells vs. the Machines, made by the same studio, have a sense of humor that can be self-aware or meta, but meshes well with the overall tone instead of being used as a crutch to lampshade bad or generic writing. Something I think the later seasons of Rick and Morty are guilty of. Maybe it's because people my age are finally growing up and making their own films, but for the first time, I feel like my dumb, weird, fast-paced internet sense of humor is finally getting the representation it deserves. Another thing that has to be praised in this movie is its ability to throw in tons of Easter eggs and references without distracting you from the main plot of the film. If you've seen the trailer, you know that there are like 10,000 spider people in this movie from infinite universes, but somehow it's able to stay right on the edge of being bloated and overdone. It never relies on these Easter eggs and cameos to be good. Sometimes it lingers just a tad, but there's nothing like in No Way Home where a spider person appears on screen and then all of the actors pause so that the audience has time to clap and cheer before the next line. And as a multiverse film, it's somehow able to take infinite possibilities and characters, which can easily become nihilistic and boring, and instead make you genuinely care about the stakes. I think one of Endgame's biggest problems is that the main villain is just Thanos from Universe 12. No one has even met this guy. They even address it in the movie.
You took everything from me.
I don't even know who you are.
But despite all of the different universes, Spider-Verse keeps you grounded in the core characters and their stories. If I had one tiny complaint, it's that one or two of the cameos almost felt studio mandated. Like, there is no way you can convince me that the writers of this amazing film felt the need to reference that dog shit Venom movie. The only real criticism I have for this movie is that it's a part 1. So you're gonna get a big fat "to be continued" at the end. And don't go in the comments and tell me that that was a spoiler, because it's on the poster. Ever since the Harry Potter series, I instantly check out when I see a part 1 in the title, because it's almost always a studio taking what could have been one movie and splitting it up for money. But none of the runtime in this movie is wasted, and damn if I'm not ready to wait for years for them to make something this quality, or, inshallah, better. Let's sprinkle a little politics on this review because, hey, it's a politics channel. This movie is pretty damn woke, and it's not going broke. There's an Indian Spider-Man that complains about British colonialism. The villain is a white male. There's literally a capitalist-hating, police-beating Antifa Spider-Man. So if that kind of stuff bothers you, you're gonna have a bad time. I mean, the whole reason this movie exists is because someone wanted to make a woke Spider-Man, and thank God he did. A good way to summarize how this movie fits into my enjoyment is to compare it to the early Pixar films. Those original films were the perfect mix of humor, fun set pieces, adventure, and heart, and they were able to keep me completely invested in the magical stories and characters and leave me hungry for more. This movie feels like it's setting the bar for what a blockbuster animated movie should be. Engaging, hilarious, eye-catching, heartfelt, and oozing with the craft and care of people who really want to tell a good story. Compare that with Pixar's newest film. I don't know anyone who is excited to see this movie. The trailer doesn't have a single good joke. The story is an overplayed trope of opposites who aren't supposed to get together do it anyway, and the character designs are so lame that some guy was able to recreate them in Blender and make everyone think it was official.
Like the word moist.
I'm actually really happy that the equally boring Lightyear movie bombed. I hope the exact same thing happens to Elemental, and Pixar finally realizes that it has to get back to its roots and step its game up if it ever wants to compete with the studio that brought you the Emoji Movie. Anyway, I give this movie a 9 out of 10, or maybe a 10, depending on how well the sequel sticks the landing, because I'll view them as one body of work. And if you want to know my opinions on the other Spider-Man movies to compare, 7.5, 8, 6.5, 3, 2, 7, 7, 7, 8, and yeah, 9 for this one. So for the love of God, go see this film. Make sure it makes a shit ton of money, even though other studios are gonna think the reason it's good is because of the multiverse and not because it's a beautiful, well-told story, and then they'll make a bunch of garbage multiverse nonsense that we all get tired of immediately. Like I said before, if you like hearing my thoughts on the movie, please let me know in the comments. If you don't like this, if you say, hey, I only want the old soy pill content, none of this garbage, also please leave a comment. And if you want my unedited spoiler ramblings with friends, there is a link in the description. Full disclosure, I know I'm doing that thing I complain about in my Incredibles video where I shower this movie with non-specific surface level praise, but this isn't an analysis or even really a review. I may make a more in-depth analysis when the movie comes out on digital and I have more footage, but for now just know that this movie has my utmost approval and you should go watch it knowing as little as you can. And if you don't like it, feel free to come back and shit on me in the comments.